Hi, welcome to TechnoSavior. Today in this video I'll show you how can you get started with Elasticsearch CRUD operation. If you know how to write basic SQL and confused how to get started quickly in Elasticsearch, then this video is for you. Let me be your guide in this NoSQL world. Well, as you can see, I'm in the Kibana developer console. We'll be using this for querying Elasticsearch, assuming that your Elastic server is up and running. You can also use Postman for the REST API calls. Basic terminology in Elasticsearch that you need to know before we get started. The first is the indexes. They are like database in the normal SQL. Second is the type. They are like the tables, but it's deprecated. Forget I ever said it. Third, the docs. Docs are like the rows in a table. So many docs can be present in a single index. And since it has no structure, multiple type of docs can be stored in one index. So we can go to the dev console in Kibana by clicking on the dev tools under management. So in this part of the window we can write all our queries and the queries response will be displayed in the right hand side of the window. So let's get started with some basic queries. The first thing that we want to see is how many indexes are there in the current database. So first we'll make a get call. So get cat indexes will display all the indexes available in the current dashboard. So it has .kibana and sample logs. Next we will create an index of our own. So to create a new index you need to use the command called put and give some index name. Here I will be giving something called dummy index, and once you execute the query a new index will be created. This index name is dummy index. Let's go back to the get call and see if our index is created or not. On executing this you see our dummy index is created. Now it's time to create some documents under this dummy index. For adding a new document to our current index we can use post command. Then we need to specify which index it is. So I'll be creating a new document under dummy index and we need to specify underscore doc so that the index get created properly. And since it's all a JSON, we have to start with the curly braces and end with curly braces. Then after that, going forward, we can add some properties to the index like something called timestamp. Next we can add some message like where the call is being made. Next we will add some input like user and its ID. Guys, since this is a JSON we can keep adding n number of properties. So after user we can add something like event, like which event triggered this call, and we can give some properties under the event called name and type. So it can also accept nested objects. So once I click on the send request, a new record will be created. But before I send the request, let me see whether any record exists or not. The search can be used with the get command and get then dummy index then underscore search. If I execute this command it will return me the top 10 records. So as you can see there are no hits. So hits basically returns you the number of matches. Now let's go forward and create this document. So I'll be creating one document. So the document got created successfully. The result is created. Now let's do our search again. So this time our search returned as a record. For our demo purpose I'll be adding some more events so that we can monitor what all things we can control and how can we query. Now to view all the mappings or all the columns that is present in the current index, what we can do is we can use something called get dummy index underscore mapping. It will show what all options are available to us. As you can see all our types are mentioned over here. So this event type corresponds to this one, and similarly there is something called type inside event. Here it is type, and there will be a section for message that is nothing but here, and it is the type of text. Similarly for timestamp we have the type as date. Going forward we can also add any new properties as easily as like test, and I will add something called dummy. So let me execute this. So this added a new record, and if we search it this will return us a new record with an additional property which other records doesn't have. This is the main reason why NoSQL is so powerful. You can keep adding properties at runtime. So till now we were able to create a new document, create a new index, and we were able to get all the top 10 records. Now what if we want to get some query specific records? So for writing search queries, for example, our target is to get all the documents that has type as login. It might be login success, login failure, we don't care, just type should be login. So we can use the get API to make the call, that is get the index name then search. Now we can write our query inside the query command. So first it will be using the match keyword, and inside match keyword we need to specify what field it is. So here I have typed event.type because if you scroll up inside event there exists the property type. So we'll be searching for the type login. So here I can type login and then I'll be executing the query. So on executing it, it returns all the records that matches the type as login. You can see this has the record as type login and the next also matches the type as login. But by default it returns only 10 records. So I can give or increase the size by typing the size property. Since it has only 2 records, but if there are more records, then the size property will definitely help. Now let's modify our search query to search by name instead of type. So we'll be searching for login failed event. So let's execute the query and now it will return all the records where the event name was login failed. Now we know how to search based on the condition. So next is how can we update? For updating we'll see two ways, one by using the ID and the other by using the query. So for this we can use the post call. So post, then the index name, then underscore update. Then we'll provide the ID over here. Then we can start our API. Here we'll specify the document, like what do we want to update in this document. Let for example we want to update the name. So we'll copy this entire event. Then inside doc we're going to paste it. So we'll be just updating the name. We don't need the type to be updated, so we'll just remove it and update the name from the login field to login test. And let's execute the query. Once we execute the query, the document has been updated. So let's execute the search to see whether any of the event name matches with the login failed event or not. So now our search returns no hits, basically because we have updated our events. So we can verify this by changing the event.type to login, and we find that the record has been updated from login failed to login test. Now let's see how can we update all the existing record by using the update by query. So for using update by query, again we'll be using the post API. Then we'll be mentioning the index name. Then after that we'll be mentioning update by query command. Now inside this JSON object we can specify our query by giving the query command. Then inside the query we'll be using the same match command, so that will tell what all records can be modified or what all records we want to modify. So match, then we'll need to mention the field, that is event.type. So we are telling whichever event.type matches to login, update all those records. So for updating we can use something called script, and since we don't need this language part, we'll be removing it. Now in the source I will add something like ctx.source.update by query equal to 10, and on executing it you will find that the records have been modified and the number of records that was modified is 2. So let's see what part of the document got modified. So in this document you can see a update by query property got added into the existing document which matched the query. Now in order to delete a record we again need to use the post command. So post, then specify the index name, then slash delete by query. Again here we can specify the query by typing query then match. Now what do we want to delete? So here we are planning to delete the event.type that matches to download. So we'll specify event.type, then we'll specify the keyword that is download. Then on executing the query, the number of records that got deleted was 3. So to verify whether our record got deleted or not, let's execute the search. The search returns all the records, but we cannot find any record which matches the type as download. So our delete query worked. Next, how do we delete an index? So for deleting an index it is pretty straightforward. We just need to use the delete keyword, delete, then the index name, and we can execute this query. This actually deletes the index. It's pretty easy. If we search it, it will tell that index not found exception. So let's re-verify whether our index exists or not by executing this get command. So here we can confirm that our index got deleted. So guys, this was all about how can you get quickly started with Elasticsearch in just 10 minutes. Hope you like this video, and if you are new to our channel, please do subscribe. Thank you.